Namaste, everyone, and welcome to another of our QiGong sessions. So, this week we will be learning a new sequence. So, we'll begin with some familiar warm ups and then we're going to dive straight into it. And I'll demonstrate each one before we do it, and we'll see how it all works out. So, we're going to do the three treasures flow today, which is going to connect us to the earth, connect us to nature, and connect us to the heavens. So, bring us into whole body balance, whole system balance. So let's start as usual by just opening up them wrists, just circling in a figure of 8. And the opposite way, we'll not spend long on these. We'll just open up all our joints. So open up the elbows a bit. Open up the shoulders. And the other way. Lovely. Give a bit of a shake and flick of the wrists. So let's just open the shoulders a bit. So we'll do our stalk spreads the feathers. We'll just do it once though. So we'll scoop around, drop those fingertips down, taking the neck to the side. And we're just gonna always be careful with your neck. I'm lifting the crown of my head. I'm sinking my tailbone. So I'm imagining a line of opposition between the crown of my head and the opposite fingers as they drop down to the floor. And you'll feel a bit of a stretch just along the top of the shoulder where quite a bit of tension and tightness can be carried. And to the other shoulder. Always listening to what feels good for your body, your neck. Remembering it'll be different every time. Back to center. Lovely. Let's just do the inner arms. So this time we're just going to take the arms. Imagine pushing the backs of your palms down into the corner of the room. Touch all your fingers together. Fingers and thumbs together and just push out down to them corners of the room. And again, this is just going to open up the lines of tension on the inner aspect of the arm. Just a slightly different stretch. Again, opposition line between the crown and the opposite hand, the opposite side. And down the other side. Just giving the body a bit of help, permission to relax, to soften. Before bringing it back to center, give that a bit of a shake out. Right, let's open up the spine. And if you're seated, you can just do this one. Twisting like this behind you. Always keep lifting the crown. Go to where it feels comfortable for you. For those that are standing, we'll knock on the door of life. Just gently allowing the arms. So you're moving from this part of your body. Letting the movement come from there. And then letting the arms follow. And if you want to add the neck, if it feels good for you, you can turn and look behind you. Looking forward. Slowing it down, just opening the spine to the different directions. Could just open our reptilian spine, our side spine. Imagine you've got 2 panes of glass, one in front and one behind, and you just swing from side to side. If you sat, you can shift from sits bone to sits bone, letting that crown lift. Right, let's open the front and the back of the spine with some nice spinal cord breathing. Oh, I do like to do this one where possible, just to open the front and the back vertebrae of the spine. It's like cat-cow in yoga, so we're opening the front of the chest and then we're rounding, arching to open the back body. Depending on where you need the stretch is where you'll breathe. So you can breathe in at this point if you want to open the front of the body, or you can breathe in at this point if you want to open a bit more into the back and the spinal column. Ooh, really letting them shoulders drop down. Opening, you can imagine your pelvic bowl tipping forward there, pouring water out the front, and then you can, when you come forward, you can tuck that pelvic bone a bit. And imagine water tipping behind you just to accentuate that stretch. Lovely. We'll just do a couple of picking the cherries, just anchor down the hip of the side, your arms up. Just open up to the vertebrae of the lower back. Lovely. Okay, so let's do our hips and our waist. So we'll do our tray of teacups. We'll just start with just opening up the waist. So imagine your hips are set in concrete and it's just moving around your waist, just to open up that side body. Just do 3 times to each side. And now let's add the hips with our teacups actually. So we'll take our hands facing behind us, kind of forehead level, and then we're going to bring them in front, facing the belly, facing away, facing behind, in front, facing the belly, facing in front, facing behind. And when you feel ready, you can add in them hips, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. And you'll notice that as you go to the side, to keep them the teacups, the tray upright, we shift to the side, and that creates the space to keep those palms facing upwards the whole time, all the while maintaining awareness of the spiraling that's coming right the way up the feet. We're aware of our foundation. You can do a more gentle version based on the chair that you sat in. If you're doing the seated, let's go the opposite way. Lovely. Okay, let's just wake up the lower body just a little bit. We'll just do 3 just gentle squats. Don't squeal, don't panic. Just to open up these muscles, just get the lower body and really connect to our foundation before our earth starts the flow. So we're going to take our hands like tiger claws. So we just take the fingers and we just fold them in on themselves. So the front digits are going to fold in to try and touch this part of the palm. We've got our tiger claws, and we're just going to rake up the body. It's a bit of a purging exercise and a bit of a lower body opener. You can go as low or as wide as feels right and comfortable for your hips, for your body. Just letting that tailbone sink down. Exhale. So 3 times. So we go. Trying to keep that spine nice and upright. And if you ever want to, you can always come down at that point to open and push the hands out a bit to open up into the hips if you ever feel to. And that can give you a bit more strength and foundation connection when I'm needing a bit more grounding. I tend to find my body doing this one in my routines. Okay, so let's shake the tree and then we will have a go at the flow sequence. I'll do the first of each part of the flow. There's 3 parts, the earth, nature, and the heavens. And I'll do the first full flow before we then do it together and I explain it so you can see how it is and feels. Okay, so let's just start with having a good shake the tree. Oh, just really coming into full body awareness now, noticing if there's any areas of tension or tightness left in the body. You can just breathe awareness there, and with an audible sigh, just breathing out. lifting slightly in the crown, just letting that tailbone dip down, letting them wrists and them fingers be nice and loose. You might even want to introduce a bit of a shake into the ankles as well. Notice where there might be tension. Really let them arms flick right the way down to the fingertips, the shoulders settle. Great one to do at the end of the day, or anytime you've had a lot of tension, tightness, stress, strong emotions, just to release, let it go. We tend to rock babies to soothe them. Just gently allowing the system to release before we slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Okay, so this sequence starts with our Wuji posture, as we're used to. We're imagining connecting to the earth. So we start with just being aware of our tailbone and our crown lifting away from each other, a slight tuck of the chin. We're nice and relaxed in the shoulders. Our palms are active, so we've got our arms slightly rounded, slightly wider than the sides, they're not fully tucked in. And we've got the palms facing the floor, and we're feeling a slight pushing as if we've got a surface in front of us that we're pushing our hands on. And that's just going to help us to maintain the integrity of the upper body so that we're not dumping the weight fully in the lower body. We'll just hold these for a minute or so. There's three postures, so we've been building up now. And breathing nice and deeply into your abdomen. Letting that breath really sink down. Nice and active in the palms, stretching the fingertips wide. Maybe stretching the toes wide if you're barefoot. Constantly noticing where the breath's landing in the body. Allowing it to slow and deepen a bit. Full body awareness, making sure them shoulders are nice and relaxed. You can imagine hugging in on your front body like you're zipping up the front body and grounding down through the back body. Fully balanced. You can imagine a marionette string coming out the crown of your head, lifting. And we'll go into our flow sequence. So I'll do the first one and then you can follow on from there. So in fact, we'll start with just a few silk reeling openers. So this one is a bit like the silk reeling we do, just to get the energy flowing a bit. So we'll come in and up. Like a gentle wave. So imagine it rippling right the way from your feet all the way up and down, just to get a little bit of opening into the spine before we move on to the next posture. So now we're going to go on to connecting to nature, to the horizon. We're going to make a nice diamond with our fingers like this, facing the horizon. We're just imagining connecting to nature at this point, connecting to the world around us, the trees, the animals, the earth. In general, the natural world around us, perhaps it's other people. Just feeling that connection to nature. Again, maintaining that wuji, maintaining that tuck of the chin, lift of the crown, dropping of the shoulders. Even the elbows are relaxed but alert. And we're active in the fingers, stretching those fingers wide in that diamond. At this point, you can imagine breathing into the heart, connecting to nature from our heart. You could imagine in front of you a beautiful sunset. And you're breathing in that warm, pink, orangey, reddy light. Breathing that deep in, connecting to that horizon. Bringing your breath's awareness to the heart. You could imagine a red ball of light in the center of your heart, your chest area. If you've got a heart condition, you can imagine that as softer pink color. More gentle energy, nice gentle sunset. And let's open up to the heavens. So this time the hands just come over the head. And again, the shoulders are nice and relaxed. So I'm not here and lifting my shoulders. My shoulder blades are tucked in, pulled down behind my body. I'm still in Wuji posture with my lower body. It's like bending the knees, tailbone sinking slightly, lifting the chin. And there's a slight rounding in my arms. So I'm not overly stretching either. Nice and open. Imagine just connecting to heavens or the night sky above you, the Milky Way. You can imagine breathing more into your crown, more around the top of your head, just connecting to that upper aspect. This is associated with the Shen, the spirit, the consciousness, the heavens in the flow. Opening up to receive. While our legs are keeping us now with a strong sense of grounding still in this posture. Don't worry, we'll not hold this one for long. This one can start to bring a bit of sense of tiredness, but bring some alertness to the fingers. Maybe you just wiggle the fingers, lifting the crown. Imagine that the wrists are held like corks on the tips on the top of water, and your elbows and your shoulders. Imagine that marionette string still holding you upright. That sensation of a slight buoyancy, this effortless effort of Qigong. And you'll notice with time in each posture, as you gently release your arms to the sides, that these get easier over time. And actually, for me, I find more and more I feel energized, I'm alert and enjoying being in the stances. The longer I take the time, I slow the breath. Okay, so I'll do the first flow sequence and then explain it to do together. This one, our earth flow. So I'll explain it now as we do it together. We're going to bring the backs of the hands together. We're going to draw up to the sternum and push away, similar to our flying hands. And this time we're going to imagine drawing a moon around from the head to the abdomen. Hands come together to form a ball. And then we imagine tracing that out like our hands are over a lake. And the backs of the hands come together. We've still got that slight ripple up the spine, like in silk reeling. Push out. We open our hands to draw that moon. Bring the hands to a ball. And skirt the surface of the water. Let's do that one more time together. So the backs of the hands come up. We push out forward. Let's trace the moon. And down. Lovely. And this one's the flow. So I'll do it one time and then you guys can join in. So we go out. We're imagining we're in the earth at this point. We come to here and scoot behind. Grounding down. gathering some Qi, and letting that earth energy wash down. So let's have a go together. Forming that ball, hands dancing over the surface of water. Slight ripple up the spine as we come to the sternum. Push out. This time the arms come over the head, palms facing outward until we get to this point, and then the arms scoop around behind us. So if we're fully surrounding ourselves in the earth, we're really grounding down deep. And then we're bringing that energy, that earth energy, to a ball in front of us. And we're going to imagine lifting that white ball of light and letting it wash all the way through the body. And the arms are going to come up and down like we did at the opening. This is just Wuji opening. So again, let's flow through the earth flow. So we're going to come up to sternum level, hands push out. We're imagining we're in the earth. We're going to take them arms behind us. We're going to ground it down around our pelvic level. It's like bending the knees, and then we're going to come back up and lift that sphere of white light. We're going to let it wash right the way down our body. And then we're going to do a Wuji opening, nice like silk reeling, just to let the energy wash down. I'm now going to demonstrate the flow for the nature, the horizon. So we're going to take the arms and push them forward. We're going to open up this time to the horizon, scoop around and down. Draw that love into the heart and let it wash down. So together, we take that ball and let it skirt over the surface of water. We draw that energy up to the heart. We connect like a diamond to the horizon. We open up to that horizon, breathing in. Scoop around behind us and ground it down. Just like bending the knee. We're going to lift up in front of us and breathe that nice and deep into the heart. So let's all take a nice deep breath. And release back so the hands go forward. Let's do another wave up and down. And this time we'll add a whip. So keeping your hands down, or join me if you'd like to. I'll demonstrate the first time. We're going to go and slightly push outward. And there's a slight, when we push out, there's a slight rounding and a pushing out as if we're pushing out anything we no longer need. And then we're coming back down. So it's just like this silk opening together. And then we're going to go just a gentle but firm exhale. So it's a release, but it's not overly strenuous. So let's do that flow together. Just bring the arms up, forward, open that diamond, connect to the horizon, drawing that behind us. We're grounding down. This time we're lifting in front. Breathe it into the heart. Nice deep breath together. And release. And then we're going to come up and whip. And down. Lovely. I'm now going to demonstrate heaven. So for the heaven flow, same as we've been doing, except we're going to open up to the heavens. This time, we come all the way around to the heavens and let that sink into the crown. Let's flow together. So gathering that ball, letting our hands dance over the surface of the waters, drawing round and up, pushing out, hands over the head. And this time the palms are facing upwards until they get to our sides, at which point we turn them to face behind us. so we can scoop around and ground down. Breathe into the sides, lifting all the way over the head like we do with drawing down the heavens. And this time we stop at the crown and we're going to breathe that nice and deep. Imagine a purple ball of light deep in the center of your head, your crown. And then we bring our arms, our elbows together in front. Let that purple light wash right the way through. And we're going to whip again. So we're going to come up. And then we're going to go. Good. Let's flow again. So we're going to take that ball. Hands trace the surface of water. Hands push out. And then they go up. Palms facing out. We'll turn them to face the palms behind us and scoop. Grounding down. Breathing in at the sides to lift. And letting that dip down into the crown. Breathing in nice and deep at that purple ball in our head. And out. Purple light washing down the body. Again, let's wave, let's whip. Lovely. So let's seal our practice with a few drawing down the heavens. So then the arms up at the sides with the breath. And imagine purple light scanning down the body. Lovely. And again, purple light washing through the crown, the front of the head, the back of the head, the shoulders. Imagine any tightness or tension leaving the body as you do. Clearing the mind, the body, the whole system, your emotions, cleared and cleansed by the purple light. And this time we're going to bring our arms over the head, and this time we'll bring our legs together, bring our hands to our core, and we'll like rock and sway like bamboo or pine in the wind. So we've got a slight bend in the knee, and we're still in that Wuji posture. So we've still got the spine straight, crown lifted, chin tucked, nice and soft and relaxed in them shoulders, and we're breathing nice and deep into the abdomen. Just letting that energy sink and settle, letting our whole body just integrate that practice. Noticing how your body feels compared to when we started. You can imagine golden light pouring in through the crown and just your whole body softening and melting as it washes down, easing your forehead, easing the back of the head right the way down the cranial base and the top of the spine, relaxing and washing down the jaw, front of the face, the neck, the throat. Relaxing down now into the chest and the ribs, the front of the chest and the back, the shoulder blades. And it rolls down the arms, down the bicep and the tricep, forearms and elbows, right the way down to the tips of the fingers. While that marionette string is still lifting the crown, so it's effortless as this wave washes down through the rest of the spine, down through the abdomen and all of our vital organs, down through the glutes, the fronts of the legs, the backs of the legs, gently washing over the knees, the calves, shins, through the ankles, the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, down and through every toe to the tips. The whole body relaxed, open, soft, yet steady. Solid foundation, effortless effort. Let's just take 3 nice deep breaths into our abdomen to seal the practice. Before bringing the hands together, Namaste. Thank you for joining us in the practice, for your time, your energy, for gifting this to yourself. I hope you've enjoyed the new practice. Let me know in comments how you found the sequence if you're watching this as a recording. And yeah, the community grows and builds. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share if this might benefit anyone else you know. Find what feels good. And the community is here and waiting every Friday afternoon. And we'll see you the same time next week. Take good care, everyone. Goodbye for now.